Welcome back to the Chris Tractions Faction, or if you're new here, welcome in. Now, what I do here at my channel is I do music reactions to bands I may have heard of, or bands I may have not heard of, or ones that I am familiar with, but reacting to songs from them I haven't heard before. So today we're going to be reacting to Searchlight by Shinedown, and this is their most recent song, to my knowledge. So without further delay, let's get into it here.
I'm a new soul, working my way down an old road.
So, talking about that, I'm a new soul working my way down a new road, that could be taken into the context of a person has made a change in their life and they are trying to figure where the path goes, where this new path will lead. We came in with that acoustic guitar, which I do like the sound of an acoustic guitar if it fits the lyrics, which it does here. And also, Brent's vocals here, they're really clean right now, so we're not getting so much of the high energy at this point, and I don't know if we will, but we'll find that out here in a minute. But this acoustic introduction kind of puts me in mind of when Shinedown did their rendition of Simple Man. It kind of, the opening introduction kind of sounds like that, but let's get back into it here.
Asphalt churches all around. Roots break through this deep foundation. Can't find my place on solid ground. No one taught me how to let go. Been hanging by a thread on a tightrope, and you can't speak what you don't.
So, roots breaking through this foundation could be leading into the context of the foundation of them as a band, because they've been together for a really long time, so they've become more than just friends. They're like a family in a sense as far as that goes. But I am enjoying the sound of this, and I'm not sure what this instrument is here. If that doesn't look like a steel guitar, but if you know what that is, you can feel free to leave that in the comments section below, because I'm curious what that is.
No, that's for sure. So don't wait up for me. I don't need your searchlight while you're fast asleep. I'm running free. Yeah, it's alright. I know you had a plan, but that's not who I am. I don't know where I'll land, but I don't need your searchlight to see anymore.
Now, this is leading me into taking, I think I was on the right track when I said that they were going into moving to a new path when I said that there at the beginning. This could also be leading into the aspect of mental health as well, I think, because referring to a searchlight, that could be like a light in the darkness, if that makes any sense to you guys. So, a light in the darkness, you know, it could be taking a step forward, like I talked about previously, moving in the new direction. And I don't think that's necessarily meaning the band is moving in a new direction, but just people in general can move in a new direction. But this could also be taken into the aspect from a recovery standpoint as well. Because, you know, recovery, you move past where you were before and in moving into the new direction. But I've talked enough about that. Let's get back into it here and see where it goes.
Raindrops fall and they feel like the open ocean. Spider webs shimmer in the dark. These movies play out in slow motion.
So we have mainly an acoustic performance going on here so far. I mean, we do have the percussion from the drums here, but it's not heavy like we've heard from them before. And then also we had the banjo there as well. And then talking about these movies playing in slow motion, that could be maybe thinking back to past memories, or, you know, thinking of time with the family and things like that, personal things. It could be either side of that, just depending on your interpretation, but that's what I get from that so far.
Cobwebs linger in the heart. No one taught me how to let go. Been hanging by a thread on a tightrope, but you can still learn what you don't know, that's for sure. So don't wait up for me. I don't need your searchlight while you're fast asleep. I'm running free. Yeah, it's alright. I know you had a plan, but that's not who I am. I don't know where I land, but I don't need your searchlight to see anymore. I'm a new soul.
So I didn't want to interrupt that solo there, but I have thoughts here. So leading into the vocals or the lyrics where he said that I don't need your search, and I don't quote me exactly on the lyrics because I can't remember exactly how it went, but it talked about that I know you have a plan for me or something like that, and that could be leading into maybe a religious standpoint as well. Maybe it's talking about God or something like that, depending on your context of it. But that could be taken into that context as well because God is said to have plans for people and things like that. From a religious standpoint, I've heard that. But as far as lyrically and everything thus far, it's sounding really great. The lyrics really hit home. They could to a lot of people on various senses. I think I've kind of touched on a lot of the things, or at least what I get from it, but we're going to finish this up here.
Working my way down an old road, just looking for a place on solid ground. So don't wait up for me. I don't need your searchlight while you're fast asleep. I'm running free. Yeah, it's alright. I know you had a plan, but that's not who I am. I don't know where I land, but I don't need your searchlight to see anymore.
So it talks about there, and we'll finish this up here in a minute. We've got about 25 seconds left, I think, but talks about not needing the searchlight to see anymore. So, to my take on that, that could be taken to an aspect of, thinking clearly or mental clarity, things of that nature. I think is what that lyric implies there. I think I perceived that correctly, but if you guys have an opinion, if you think I'm right, or if you have a difference of opinion, you can feel free to leave that in the comments section below.
All right, everybody, that is a wrap on Searchlight for Shinedown!
So I did like the closeout there at the end. They closed out with that acoustic guitar, and I'm not sure what that other instrument was, but they sounded really well together as far as that goes. And the lyrics in this were really well done. I also liked how they kind of showed the crew there setting everything up, and this aspect of it when they did that. It also shows the appreciation to the crew and that the production and everything couldn't be done without the crew, and it just goes to show the quality of people that the members of Shinedown are. This song was really well put together, lyrically, instrumentally. I don't think we hear Shinedown do things like this that much, but when they do, they knock it out of the park, so kudos to the members of Shinedown for doing that. You guys did really great. And then lyrically, the lyrics really speak to people. They could, like I said, and I think I mentioned this before, but they could speak to people in a variety of different ways. I guess depending on how each person takes the lyrics, but I touched on that it could be taken as reflecting on your personal things or taking a step forward or concentrating on time with family. It could just be a number of things, really. But overall, I did enjoy this song. Like I said before, it was really well put together, lyrically, instrumentally. Brent's vocals in this, it was actually nice to see him take kind of a step back from the high energy that we normally see from them, like the high energy that we saw in Killing Fields. Versus this is it's two sides of a coin, two separate sets of performances here. Each one having their own, context on things, which I don't think these songs are related, but I'm just making that comparison. How in Killing Fields we had really high energy, and this is kind of pulled back and more in a mellow tone, and I don't want to say somber tone, but just more of a mellow side of Shinedown with the acoustic performances and things like that. But overall, I did enjoy this video. If you like what I do here at the channel, please subscribe. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share. And if you have any further recommendations by Shinedown or any other bands you would like me to react to, you can feel free to leave that in the comments section below. This has been Chris Distractions, and I'll catch you on the